Try to show a little respect. Yeah. Come on. Okay. How big am I? I don't think I resized myself. But, okay. Regular size. All right. Hello. And welcome, everybody, to tonight's fantastic, lovely dinosaur action. A little bit later than I would want. It's busy time for me. But as always, on Magic the Gathering Arena in the Explorer format, best of 3. My favorite way to play them. Stampede Dinosaurs. Nothing too crazy from last night. Just a quick change with Lukka, Bound to Ruin. 3 copies of that. I had trimmed Tranquil Frill back down to 3 copies, then I decided to just switch it up. I want something else that can take out Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. Really, that painful Phyrexian. It took me down last night. That was not a whole lot of fun. So Lukka, Bound to Ruin, -4. Deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of creatures or planeswalkers. Basically, I'm hoping to land Carnage Tyrant turn 4, Lukka turn 5, do the -4, take out Elesh Norn. But if that specifically doesn't happen, I might just play Lukka, Bound to Ruin, get the ramping, make some creatures, whatever makes sense. There's a lot of great possibilities with this. And it could even, get rid of Vorinclex right there. Now, Vorinclex did win me the game as well last night with the transform. But Vorinclex enters at a similar point, and if anybody is new, perhaps finding this, there is a primer, 2-hour live primer in the description, and the Discord too. Lots of lovely people in that as well if you use it. And hopefully everybody's had a good week. Everybody's nice and healthy, but even if, work's not going good, it's going to be a fantastic time here. And I almost forgot, I added a new clip. Heaven suggested just last night to check out the We Coolin' meme. I was not aware of this, and if anybody has other suggestions, I got tons of space on my Stream Deck. But without further ado, this is it.
Oh, don't take your eyes off the road, buddy boy.
We coolin'.
We coolin'?
Hopefully the levels are right, and also hopefully the levels on the music, the background music is good. I noticed it was quite low last night, so I cranked it up a little bit, and it seemed like it's good. But yeah, that clip specifically, haven't quite decided what situations I'll use it in. Maybe when I am focusing, I have to keep my eyes on the road when something intense is happening, or maybe I just forget to sideboard, as it sometimes happens. But yeah, going back to Vorinclex, I could trim 3 copies of this and bring in the 3 copies of Lukka. Lukka gets me ahead by 2 closer. Now I can only spend that mana to cast creature spells or activate abilities of creatures. But if I'm able to make 6 green with Castle Garenbrig on turn 4, well, that's alright. As long as I have another source of red, I would still be able to play Lukka. Can't use Castle Garenbrig's mana for that. But then the following turn, I'm able to make 8. Still activating Castle Garenbrig, maybe a Sunken, a Stomping Ground, a Forest, and a Castle. 4 lands as always. Sunken tapping for 2 green. That 2 green going towards its activated ability. And yeah, Stomping Ground, the 1 red that I need. Boom. Played for 4. Ooh, lovely. Lovely stuff right there. Pretty darn exciting. But would I like it instead of Vorinclex? I got to admit, pulling 2 forest cards, not basic forest cards out of the library, thinning the deck, making sure I get to 8 eventually. If I can make 6 the turn I play Vorinclex, even though I can't make use of that 6 mana, Vorinclex only costs 5. I know I'm getting to 8, 100%, because Vorinclex grabbed 2 lands. The opponent could have removal for Lukka quite reasonably, or just a bunch of creatures that attack him, and then he's done for, which wouldn't be so good. I could mix it with Vorinclex, but we'll see. We'll see. I like the reliability, the inevitability, and just the consistency of grabbing lands. But I say we jump right into it tonight because it is a little bit late, a touch late. Maybe if I'm a little bit too much on the ruthless aggression, perhaps I should cool down. Weak cooling. Maybe I spam the clips a little bit too much. Nah, it's all good. It's fun to combine them as well. I should do that. Sometimes I can time it right, but with my program on my phone that I use to kind of mash them together, that really could just up it that much more. I just hope I face Azorius Control. I gotta say, I still have not faced it in, I don't know, probably a week, I think. All the games, all the matches blend together, especially when you play one deck. Certainly opponents probably remember facing off against me because it's not very common. Lots of cat food decks, enchantment decks. Hopefully I get a takedown Elish Norn, but for the most part, as long as I just focus, do my thing, don't get too flooded. Sometimes that happens. It did happen last night with that 5-color enigmatic incarnation enchantments. That was not fun at all. Yeah, that's how it goes. You only have 20 lands, and yeah, sometimes that's all you get. But sometimes, pretty fantastic hand there. Now PMG. The name does sound familiar. I feel like I've faced this person before, and I think they just might have been playing Dinosaurs. That'd be pretty cool. I have basically all the mana I'll ever need. Forest, Commune. I was hoping for a Castle Garenbrig, but now we've locked in the Sylvan to grab Castle. And then the second Sylvan will grab Sunken. Something like that. Okay. We have Boros Convoke. This could be quite rough indeed. We'll take the ping. Boros Convoke, a red and white deck focused on making a bunch of creatures and then playing the whatchamacallit. Name's on the tip of my tongue, but when it enters, all their creatures get +1/+0 in haste. Not a lot of fun. Pretty massive. Gleeful Demolition on that blood token, maybe. Oh, look. Hashtag pre-recorded. It's Gleeful Demolition, which is quite fantastic. 1 red, and they made 3 goblins, and then they convoked, and they played a big thing. So Knight Errant of Eos, convoke. The creatures can help cast this spell. It has a mana value of 5. They tap 5 creatures, and there's really nothing much else to it. We have to grab that Sunken Citadel. We're on track to play Carnage Tyrant next turn, which is quite fantastic. We could be mostly dead if they... Oh, they got the guy. The Imodane's Recruiter. When it enters, creatures get +1/+0. The more creatures you have out, the greater benefit that has. At the moment, it's going to add another 6 power just by playing it, because they have 6 creatures. And power to itself is... Yeah, so we're done. Have to be done. Interesting. I don't really see any scenario how we can win here. Of course, the sweeper would be quite fantastic. A light damage based sweeper, Brotherhood's End, Anger of the Gods. But a 2 red is rough. Both of those sweepers cost 1 and 2 red, and at the moment I only have 1. Of course, Sunken, you can choose any color, but I would almost never choose anything other than red. Or green, I should say. Yeah, I would never choose red. If I get a second Sunken, maybe, but I want the 2 green for Castle. All the time. Big time. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Now, do I like Hornet Queen against this? Well, kind of. Lukka Bounty Rune could reasonably take out a bunch of creatures if I land something big beforehand. Torpor Orb doesn't really do a whole lot. It would stop the haste from Imodane's Recruiter when it enters +1/+0. And haste, not fun. Hornet Queen, they have a bunch of creatures. Now I'll have a bunch of creatures. I think that's our best bet. Keep in Vorinclex there, because, well, maybe that's going to save us. The saving thing with its transformability. Milling the top 10 cards and then putting 2 creatures onto the battlefield. Usually, if I haven't seen a Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, to put everything out. in the top 10, there's a very good chance that one of 4 copies is going to be there. Or if I only put out 2 Vaultborn Tyrants, that would actually be 12 life and drawing 4 cards. Each Vaultborn sees itself and then it sees the other one, which is quite fantastic. Alright. That should be a lovely hand. Basically everything we need. We got a Sunken and a Castle to start. Sylvan Scrying is going to grab possibly another Sunken. It all depends what we draw. I might be skipping over the Sylvan because at the moment Castle Garenbrig, it's going to enter tapped on turn 2. So I won't have access to 2 mana, but I will have access to 1 for Commune. We'll see what I draw. Commune could dig and grab another Sunken. It really could depend. Whatever we see here. Forest, lovely stuff. We're on track to get them good. If I draw another land next turn, they could possibly be dead. Play Castle Garenbrig, search for a second Sunken and put it onto the battlefield with the Archdruids. And then with the other land I might draw next turn, or the turn after that. Boom, able to make 8. Possibly on turn 4. At the very least, I'm going to be making 7. Are they going to Gleeful Demolition and then Convoke once again? Oh. Oh boy. Have we ever seen this before? Yeah. There's nothing much you can do. This is basically the nut draw of this particular deck. Of course, I'm not dead yet, but I don't know the last time I faced Boros Convoke. I could completely crush them, but well, we'll see if they crush me. Now, like I said, we got the Forest. Will we get the win? If they're super aggressive, can we barely survive if they drop Imodane's Recruiter for 3? I hope they don't. Maybe they'll attack with everything. Leave me at a bit of life. You know, a couple. Doesn't matter. As long as I'm still alive, they would die. Okay, it's not too bad. I feel like they'll tap a bunch of stuff. Warden of the Inner Sky has the ability to tap 3 untapped artifacts or creatures, put a counter on it, scry 1, gets bigger. Eventually, it has flying. Oh, Ornithopter. Okay. Still might kill him. I think they'll Convoke and get that Knight Errant of Eos down. Once again. The second one there. Supercharge and set up with Imodane's Recruiter. They look at the top 6 cards, so I think there's a very real possibility that they're going to be grabbing that Recruiter, thinking they're going to kill me next turn, but, well, I might kill them. Keep my hand away from the bottom right there. I don't want to misclick and send it to my turn without having used Archdruids. Oh, they're going to... Yeah. Show a little respect. I should have made a clip of that as well. Yeah, so now they're basically dead. Good. That's what it's all about. PMG. I believe you die. Hopefully. I would hope to draw some other big dinosaur. Of course, when the deck is, that's all it is, you would think that's going to happen. There's a very high chance of it, but of course that doesn't always work out that way. Oh! I mean, I don't need another Ghalta. Now, are they dead? Well, Loxodon 19. I think so. Possibly. Yeah. They only have 1 blocker. We should be good. 19, 21. Yeah. They can only block 4 of that damage. Everything has trample. Lovely.
You won! You did it!
Boom. See, sometimes you just don't even need a sweeper. But it is a pretty good case for it. Of course, the light damage based sweeper that I talked about, the Anger of the Gods and Brotherhood's End. Wouldn't have taken out Knight Errant of Eos, and I would have been hit coming up here next turn for 10 at least. It's kind of rough. Yeah, just have to hope I execute just a little bit faster. Of course, this particular deck being on the play, I mean, they can be pretty explosive. It's not like it's a deck where I'm waiting for them to do something, they're waiting for me to do something. Pardon me. It's both people going pretty darn fast. I just hope they don't do don't do that crazy start. They have a clue or a blood token, so now they have a target, unfortunately, for Gleeful Demolition if they get that source of red. Oh, which they did. Are you kidding? Is it the... Oh, man. I was going to say, the exact same nut draw start 3 games in a row. Kind of rough. Hopefully they don't get Imodane's Recruiter anytime soon. They can also tap the 2 Thrabbit Inspectors plus the Ornithopter. Really supercharge that Warden of the Inner Sky, doing its ability twice. It can use itself to tap itself, and it's quite nice indeed. Now, do I want Commune? I like Commune instead. Sadly, it is only a Cavern of Souls. We got to grab a land at this point. Could have been a little bit better using Sylvan Scrying. Of course, I didn't know all the lands that were on top, which there was only 1 land. I would have figured maybe a Castle Garenbrig that I could grab. Don't exactly need another Cavern of Souls right now, that's for sure. And if I get a Castle Garenbrig, it's going to be rough because I still need a forest type land. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe somehow I don't die. Next turn with Cavern of Souls, I would be able to make 6. I can play that Vorinclex here. But of course, it could be too little too late. We could just be dead right now. Oh boy. Yes, it's pretty straightforward. There we go. There we go. A pretty fast, aggressive deck. Like I've mentioned a little bit in the past, I really haven't been facing them much at all. Of course, I could tune it to smoke them. Pretty good. Culling Ritual. If I had to choose, probably Culling Ritual is my favorite. 2, a black, and a green. You destroy all non-land permanents with a mana value 2 or less. And for all the permanents that you destroy, you can make either a green mana or black. Usually it's all green. I take out all my small stuff, dinosaur eggs, dinosaur tokens, and then all the small stuff from the opponent, which they're mostly small stuff. I could possibly, and I've done it before, with Culling Ritual, make 8 mana, 9 mana, enough to simply cast Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant after I take all their stuff out in the same... Oh, DARKWOLF. We faced DARKWOLF before. That's how it goes when the format is as small as it is. That hand's not going to do it. That hand gonna do it. Wow. Wow. Fantastic. Okay. I mean, it's nice, but not nice. Facing the same people again and again and again. Interesting. Grabbing Castle Garenbrig, though, just get it out of the way. Sunken turn 3, then Castle coming up here. Hopefully we're able to go off with Vorinclex. We'll see. Orzhov Doom Foretold. It seems to be DARKWOLF's favorite, I think. Nothing too crazy, because, you know, there's a little bit of waiting from this particular deck, and then I just do my thing, hopefully. And, well, I like when opponents wait. Then I build up smoke them. But we got to be very careful. There's a lot of sacrificing potential, a lot of death. I have to imagine Vorinclex would die. So should I bother playing it? I don't think so. I kind of want to go with Commune. I could play Carnage Tyrant, but Regisaur Alpha is very nice. And keep in mind, that was... Well, you know what? I think I'll play Vorinclex, actually. Might as well. I have enough mana. But that was the only dinosaur on the bottom. In the bottom, I should say. Of course, everything is shuffled now, and hopefully I draw it. But I pulled 2 lands out of the library, 2 things I didn't need. There's the Doom Foretold, sadly. Losing Vorinclex right there. Will the opponent lose it? We're swinging for 15. It isn't lethal, and they could have a reasonably... They probably could have a sweeper coming up. I'm just happy I have another Ghalta. I would imagine I draw a Carnage, a Vaultborn, a T-Rex, one of 12 things coming up. Hopefully another Regisaur Alpha. Anything like that would hopefully finish things off. 2 Doom Foretold is... Well, that's kind of rough. Sacrificing both, that's no fun. But the Vaultborn is fun, I must admit. Might as well play the other Ghalta with the Vaultborn, draw a bunch of cards. Doom Foretold would make me sacrifice my own Vaultborn, potentially. Which is good, because I still get a copy, draw another card, gain some more life. Quite excited, and the only permanents the opponent had that could be sacrificed were Doom Foretold's, which feels pretty good to me. Now hopefully they don't have a sweeper. Hopefully it's not exile based. They're looking at Vaultborn Tyrant. I don't think they like it. I don't think so. Looking through their graveyard as well. I think they want to deadly cover up. Pretty good. Pretty good. I get my Vaultborn Tyrant copied there. I think. I do, I don't? Yeah, okay. That's what it's all about. I thought it might be exiled technically with deadly cover-up's ability, and... At the very least they can't fail to push it. Now it is an artifact. They could have a way to get rid of that. Let's not say we've won yet. You never know. Okay. There's artifact removal for 1 white, I think, or 1 black, and the Vaultborn token being an artifact is... Keep it in mind. Do I like Back to Nature? Because this is Orzhov Doom Foretold. A lot of enchantments. I say we just trim Vorinclex right there. If Vorinclex is the thing I play, there's a very high chance it's just sacrificed. The only benefit I get from it would be grabbing 2 forest type lands, and doesn't feel like enough. I don't think there's a lot of scenarios where Vorinclex would be transformed. Would be kind of cool, but yeah. Is that hand cool? Well, I only have to draw 1 of 12 things. Sunken Citadel itself, Sylvan Scrying, Archdruid's Charm, or possibly Commune with Dinosaurs to dig for that first. Wow, there's Archdruid's Charm. There we go. Whew. Lovely having Back to Nature. Now, I don't think I'm going to be casting it for a couple turns here. Okay, that's not fun. Well, they're getting rid of Archdruid's Charm, 100%. It has to be. They got to stop me from getting sunken. I've faced DARKWOLF quite a few times before. They should know what's up. It's gotta be. Huh. Soul Search, I mean, it's a little bit rough. Exiling a non-land card. That's okay. That's okay. We got a bunch more coming up. Might as well use that Sylvan Scrying. Would they get rid of Archdruid's charm? Would they have more hand hate? That is the question. For sure. I'm going to get another Castle Garenbrig just in case. I don't think they have too much land destruction, but you never know. Okay, okay. I like the looks of this. I'm almost certain it's going to be Archdruids to search and put a Sunken out, and then with either of the force, I'm going to be making 7 coming up here. Almost cast back to nature. That would have been, well, not good.
Oh, don't take your eyes off the road, buddy boy.
We coolin'.
We coolin'.
Gotta keep my eyes on the road. Yeah. Hopefully they don't exile it or counter it or something. There's a decent amount of exile that the opponent could potentially have. I'm hoping I get the token there. Get lost would not be so bad. It feels bad if it's destroy-based removal from the opponent. It's kind of feels like a waste. If I get another copy of Vaultborn, draw another card, gain more life, get lost, well, it's not as great. And sometimes the opponent will waste a Fatal Push on the Vaultborn token. It has a mana value of 7, so Fatal Push doesn't happen. But this particular opponent is not going to make that mistake if they have Fatal Push. Just keep dropping a whole lot of deadly stuff. Now, we haven't seen any enchantments yet. Do they have enchantments? Have they trimmed enchantments? It's hard to say. I do like Tyrranax Rex, though. I'm pretty sure one of these things is going to die. Probably Vaultborn. Before Tyrranax Rex enters, gets the trigger off and all of that stuff. If they're going to do something, it should probably be right now, before I get that extra added benefit. Oh, they have another Shieldred Zedix. They might be doubling up. I hope that's not the case. I don't sense it is. Good, good. I was getting a little bit worried there. They had enough mana to do so. And, I mean, I have plenty of mana, more than I need. Yeah, I got lots of big stuff. If at any point I get Ghalta, it's all over. I like another Vaultborn, though. I can tell you that much. Gain life, draw a card, make me sacrifice it. It's fine by me. Might as well make the Vaultborn just a touch bigger. Yes. Might seem a little bit crazy sending Carnage Tyrant to the graveyard there, but I have one in my hand. I got a Regisaur and a Palani's Hatcher. 2 back to natures as well. Ooh. Gotta watch out. I'm just hoping to draw Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant and lock things up. Okay. Okay. There we go. The arch nemesis, DARKWOLF. The battle continues. Hopefully I can find DARKWOLF. It would be cool. The opponents that I have been facing quite often, because the format is a little bit smaller, if somehow I was able to connect with them. But DARKWOLF, if you're watching back later on at some point, it's a good match. Good match. It's rough stuff. Maybe because the format is smaller, you could kind of expect to face me. I only play at, I try to play as much as possible, but oftentimes it is at night, so you could kind of go around that. Expect that it might be a possibility, but this hand, whew, it couldn't possibly, pardon me, it couldn't possibly be better. Other than Castle Garenbrig, one of them being Sunken Citadel, that would have been my first land, and Well, that would have been extra good. Ooh, Rakdos. Well, maybe I talked about not facing aggro, and now I'm facing aggro. But I am not aggravated. Is it a flash in a pan? A fluke? Perhaps is this opponent attempting to fly up the rank ladder just before the end of the season in, I think, a day or two. Something like that. I have to imagine we might just be dead next turn, depending what they play. Bunch of monstrous rage or something like that. Oh boy. I'm dead. That's my bet.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Just ancestral anger. I mean, it's not too bad. We're not completely dead. There is hope. Play Vorinclex, a big thing. Similar to Carnage Tyrant, this particular kind of opponent, I don't think they have a whole lot of removal. So we'll do this and maybe play Palani's Hatcher next turn. Have a bunch of blockers. But there are many ways for the opponent to, this opponent, to make their creatures big and have trample. Yeah, that's tends to do it. Leyline of Resonance is probably happening. I believe that's what it's called. 3? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If we block Heartfire Hero, we die. If it dies, it deals damage equal to its power. Would have dealt 5 to us. If we let it through, of course, it connects and deals 5. But do I like Lukka? A little bit. T-Rex. Yeah. Switch 3 of them for the 3 Lukka there. I kind of like Hornet Queen, but again, things get big. Not in this particular case. None of the creatures had tramples, so Hornet Queen, maybe. Nah, I'll go with Lukka. That really could be the saving thing, getting me to a critical amount of mana faster, just because Lukka has that ability to make a red and a green. Could be the ticket. Like I said, if I can make 6 on turn 4 and I play Lukka, I'm making 8. I don't even have to grab any lands. But if I can make 6 and I play Vorinclex, I'm not making 8 on turn 5 like I would be with Lukka. Something to keep in mind. Do I mind this hand? I've won with worse. Of course, this is a pretty terrible matchup to begin with. It would take a whole lot of luck, pretty much. But this, though, with the Commune, hopefully Castle Garenbrig, lovely. Castle Garenbrig right there. Sylvan Scrying next turn to search for that Sunken, and we're off to the races. Hopefully a source of red for Lukka at some point here. Well, 2 Sylvan Scrying, there we go. We have 7 mana eventually. The first Sunken will be green, the second I'll choose as red, so I get my red source and I can play this lovely Planeswalker here. Hopefully. Then if we see Ghalta at any point, we'll smoke him. Smoke him good. Okay. Now, things are cooking. The question becomes, I could grab a source of red that enters untapped. Be able to play Vorinclex. Nah, I'm going to do Sunken. If I played Lukka against this particular opponent into nothing, that'd be a recipe for disaster. They'd probably send a bunch of creatures towards them, but there's a very good chance they'd just smack me anyways. They don't care about the Planeswalker, especially if they have basically lethal, taking me down to 2 or 3 as their creatures get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's Callous Sellsword. Yeah, 11. Are you going to sack it? Oh my goodness. Oh, whoever would have guessed? Yeah. Can't win them all. Maybe if I face it twice in a row, I'll bring back the fantastic instant speed, single target removal. And the algorithm will notice, and then it will scare it away, and it won't have to face it. Become the villain, I guess. That would be pretty sweet. Of course, they wouldn't have had much chance if I just take out the Emberheart Challenger there. It doesn't have that when it dies trigger, which is quite fantastic. Let them sink in a bunch of mana, poof, dead, save myself, and then they lose. At least they lose all those resources that they invested to try and do a bunch of damage. I would be doing a bunch of damage with that hand, though, I think. I would assume. Commune with Dinosaurs, either grabbing a Castle Garenbrig or another Sunken, but we're getting the third source of green. Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know if this opponent is on black. If I knew that was the case, okay. Elvish Mystic, we got Gruul Aggro, perhaps. Castle Garenbrig, lovely stuff. So, if we draw a land next turn or the turn after, might be able to get him. We're on track for 7, but we could hit 8 on turn 4. Oh, maybe it's a dinosaur opponent with the Topiary Stomper there. Topiary being able to attack and block when they get to 7. They're a ways away from that. Maybe it is dinosaurs. No? Maybe not. Interesting. Hopefully they don't have Beseju or something like that. I feel like I've faced black infrared before. Haven't I? Someone on the Discord is black infrared. Perhaps. Huh. Hopefully it's not Beseju to take out Castle Garenbrig. I'm a little bit worried of that. Worried. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. Got it. Boom. Done. 8. Hopefully. Man, they could have some pieces of removal. They would have to have 2 to stop all of this
Ruthless aggression.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Oh, okay. Got him. Of course, we didn't gain much information. Is it Gruul mid-range, red and green stuff? Is it dinosaurs? Kind of tempted to bring in Hornet Queen here. Vorinclex. I got to admit, it is nice to have something else that I can play on turn 4. Oftentimes it is only Carnage Tyrant, and that is only 4 cards in the deck. Vorinclex as a backup, a fantastic backup. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to trim T-Rex. Switch that for the Hornet Queen there. I suspect there's not a whole lot of trample, but if it is also a dinosaur player, they will have trample, likely. Oh, pardon me. It could work, but keep in mind I don't have a Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken. I don't have either part of the way to make a bunch. Nah. Oh, okay. Much better. It should be 1 commercial district. Sunken always enters tapped. Commercial always enters tapped. Castle would be the 3rd land, turn 3. 3 green, because all those are untapped for Archdruids to search for Sunken to put it out, the 2nd one. Then we drop the Forest. We're on track. We're on track for 8 mana turn 4 once again, and we have Ghalta, so hopefully it happens. See what... I don't need another. I mean, I could. It is nice stacking Ghalta triggers with the Vaultborn Tyrant, but I will see what happens. No more land. Come on. No more lands. Let's do something else flashy. There's so many big creatures. They gotta be coming up. Okay. Outcaster Trailblazer. What's going on here? Huh. Hey, look. At the very least, I'm getting Hornet Queen down next turn. With all the lands I have, I gotta be drawing some creature, any creature. There's so many left. There is a very good chance of that happening. But still, turn 4, just Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, and the Hornet Queen. Very nice. Although I am a little bit worried that the opponent, they're thinking about Boseiju Endures to take out Castle Garenbrig. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. I'm almost tempted to let the opponent play it out because I'm so curious about what they have. But of course I would almost never do that. It's all about the ruthless aggression, and I want to win. If I can win, I'm going to win. So let's hope we win. Yeah, get him. Oh, Cavern of Souls, that's no fun. Where's more creatures? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. A deck with 20 lands. Whew. Next turn we'll get it. I would be interested though in the probability of that particular scenario happening. Oh, okay. We got a Terror of the Peaks Gruul mid-range. Oh, finally, the Vaultborn Tyrant. It took long enough. Yeah, attack with everything. I like the looks of that. The Trailblazers don't take out Ghalta. They would also have to block with the Terror of the Peaks. And I'm a little bit worried about what big creature might be dropping. Some sort of combo type thing. Oh, see the Unwritten. I don't think that's lethal. I hope that's not. Maybe it is. One. Down to 1. Oh. Yes.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Okay. That was a doozy and a half. Both opponents, both players doing something massive. Very scary as well. I tried out See the Unwritten just for a little bit, very briefly, but when Khans of Tarkir was added onto Arena, it didn't quite fit. It's not a creature, it can't be put out by Ghalta. It's not a dino, it can't be grabbed by Commune. It costs 6. But a Castle Garenbrig, of course, its mana can't go into this, so I have to wait, maybe turn 5, maybe turn 6. But instead, See the Unwritten could have just been something big, some creature, that sort of thing. I really want a creature out bigger before I play this, just to meet the ferocious requirement of if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you may put 2 onto the battlefield instead of 1. That's really, pardon me, that's really where it's at. And with the list at the moment, the first creature entering would be Carnage Tyrant. Then turn 5, I might still only be able to make 5 mana. on turn 5, which is rough. How's it going? How's it going? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hopefully I will hit diamond tonight. I might. It's hard to say. I've played Rakdos Menace Dinosaurs before, and Rakdos Menace Dinosaurs has actually gotten a little bit of support in the past. I could dust it off, but I'm definitely open to suggestions. Anybody watching right now or later on, Halloween day, as I hopefully set up for a Halloween stream. Haven't quite decided. April Fool's is probably the biggest one for me, though. Pardon me, just because every year, once a year on April Fool's, I play something that isn't dinosaurs. This hand isn't going to cut it, unfortunately, but maybe Rakdos. One land, all quite similar. That hand here looks like close to the first one. Okay, finally, getting somewhere. Don't send the land to the bottom. Regisaur. With everything that I kept, I'm on track to make 6. Not the worst thing in the world. Could be better, could be worse. Hopefully they don't have a Thoughtseize. It's a pretty reasonable thing. I could play Vorinclex. Oh, we have Izzet Phoenix. That is going to be problematic. Nice to have Ghalta, of course. We don't have much more meat on the bones. Ghalta is the only bones. The only creature. Ledger Shredder is going to be rough. Hopefully that... Oh, well, that's nice too. I gotta say. Hopefully they don't play profs or anything too painful. Good. They're saving mana for a counter spell. Oh my goodness! Now they're about to die. They might die. I'm about to hit 8. Yeah. I like this. Archdruid searches for a Sunken. We wait for a moment, and I think it's going to happen. The opponent could have Spell Pierce for 1 blue, making Archdruids cost an extra 2. So, hoping they spend that other mana. Oh, they're going to do it. They got a Phoenix in the graveyard. They're hot for that. Zombie dinosaurs. I could think about that. Yeah, I'll give it some thought tonight for sure. Spend mana. Do it. Fiery Impulse, your own Ledger Shredder. Sometimes that's what opponents... Oh. They must have a Spell Pierce. They must. The question becomes, do I want to wait? I'm pretty certain it's a Spell Pierce. We got time. They only have 1 Arclight Phoenix. They put a Spell Pierce into the graveyard. I was going to play Carnage Tyrant there, but I think they might spend that mana. Maybe. Continuing to leave 1 blue up to protect against removal that I might have. They want to spend that final mana. Do it. Oh, you can't resist. That could be trouble too. Still not doing it. We wait. Or they are going to play something. Artist Talent, maybe. That is strange. They must have Spell Pierce. 3, 6, 9, 5. I'm going to do it because it's going to be bad next turn. It's going to be bad. Oh, okay, they don't. Oh, well. I should have done this a lot sooner. Oopsie. Are we going to save ourselves? Hard to say. I get 2 triggers with Vaultborn Tyrant, so we go back up to 20. But Ledger Shredder is going to get massive. Sadly, too massive. I think. Probably. Have to actually check if the deer are back. They might be. Oh, good. Oh, phew. If anybody's joined the Discord, you would know that the deer showed up on my front lawn. They were eating my flowers. Guess not. I don't know. I thought they could have got the job done, even though it was at 20. All the stuff that profs would have put on Ledger Shredder, there's a real possibility they could have drawn 8 cards, a treasure cruise for 1 blue, plus multiple spells. The Arclight Phoenixes in the graveyard. Yeah. No, I don't find deer too annoying. I just don't see them too often. It's kind of cool when it happens. But we'll definitely keep Vorinclex. The reach from Vorinclex could actually come in quite handy indeed. Pardon me. Yeah. Guess the deer are really out. They're gorging, perhaps. Getting ready for winter time, that's for sure. It's 20 degrees Celsius right now where I'm at in kind of northern Ontario, which is crazy for this time of year. Maybe everybody else is warmer than normal, but this is extra good. That hand, though, pretty straightforward right there. Definitely with that forest. But 3 lands, commercial, one of them being castle, one of them being part of the package. I'm going to reach 6, turn 4. Excuse me. 6 on turn 4. Now, that might be too slow, especially if it's profs right now. That's good. That's good. Perhaps the opponent misses their land drop just a little bit. Okay, they don't. And doesn't happen too often. Don't get an Arclight Phoenix. Oh, good. Good. No. Oh, they got one. They got one Arclight Phoenix into the graveyard. Still not too bad. At the very least, next turn we would be hit for 6 when they put a counter on Ledger Shredder there. Really kind of need Archdruid's Charm at this point. Yeah. They might hold off on playing stuff. Maybe they have some sort of answer now. Something from the sideboard that they brought in. And they won't get that Phoenix. Oh, yeah, they will. They got 2. They're going for it. Hit for 9 this turn. That's going to be rough. And there's the treasure cruise. Yikes. Yeah. Nope, we don't win this one. That's for sure. 9 this turn, 9 the next turn. I wasn't playing anything the turn coming up, sadly. All right. Just hope to go fast once again and hope the opponent doesn't get too many Phoenixes. Or they don't get that turn 2 Ledger Shredder. That really does help quite a bit when that doesn't happen. There wouldn't be a lot happening with this hand, though. Technically, it could work. Castle Garenbrig turn 1, Cavern turn 2, Sylvan to grab a Sunken Citadel, and it's a little better. I almost want to risk it because we have an Archdruid's Charm. I know I shouldn't. 2 chances. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We got quite a few chances. 2 of them to grab a land or a commune to get a land to get to Archdruids. Yeah. Oh boy. Risky. Risky. It's going to pay off. It's getting scary. Oh my goodness. No, ooh, well, that's no fun. Plus, the opponent is also stumbling a bit. Oh, no, finally. Good stuff. Phew. Is it going to be too little, too late? Hard to say. At least we got Castle Garenbrig. We'll play Vorinclex probably next turn, but I have 2 Archdruids. I could just search for another Sunken. Do I like that? Well, I think I might. I'm just glad the opponent has stumbled somewhat as well. I think they have something up their sleeve. They're going to spend a bit of mana. I don't feel safe going Vorinclex. I do kind of now. I think they might spend that final mana. Maybe. But I am a little bit worried about that Spell Pierce. Good. Oh, phew. Okay. There's our opening. I like it. Don't want counterspell protection. You know what? We're just going to set up. We're going to unlock the potential of Ghalta next turn. Even though I don't get to attack with everybody, I don't have Palani's or Regisaur Alpha. Both of those would die to the opponent's removal. Probably. But, we'll see. We'll see. Did they get any Phoenixes in the graveyard yet? 1? That's not too bad. Something caught in the back of my throat. That's no fun. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. Looking for more Phoenixes. Good. I'm actually quite happy that they spent that mana. I don't have to worry about Ether Gust. Oh yeah, they put it on the Prankster. Okay. Does make sense. Might as well be Commercial District. I like a Regisaur Alpha, indeed. It is nice to have Vorinclex, though. Yeah. Cough just isn't going away. For some weird reason. Hopefully we're not dead next turn. That Picklock Prankster could get big enough to do that. They could either bounce Vorinclex, kill it with 2 pieces of removal, kill us with the Prankster. Maybe. It's just unfortunate we didn't have Vaultborn Tyrant there. I guess tonight kind of is the night of flooding, as it's happening now. The main thing Vorinclex has going for it is, well, it's got reach. As long as Vorinclex sticks around, we live to fight another day. They're going to be drawing a bunch of cards. Somebody's getting big. The question is, how big? We're dead if Vorinclex is killed. But if it lives, we should be able to save ourselves. Which is good. Now, how many cards will they put on somebody? It is a little bit worrisome with profs. I have to assume the opponent is going to put it on the Arclight Phoenix that is out already. Split up the counters, make Picklock Prankster big. But then we would also be safe. We should be. There is only 1 Arclight Phoenix in there. Yeah, no, we should be able to get him. I think.
You have no power here.
Yeah, you don't do that. I live. That's the great thing with jump blockers. Surprise. Sneaky reach, I think. Diamond. Oh. Of course, I would hope to be in Mythic, as some of you are too. In the Discord, a few of you playing Stampede Dinosaurs, some sort of variation. Not this exact list, but when I can't grind as much as I want, and I want to grind a lot, it's nice to have a little bit of people with backup. But yes, I did it. That is right on 1 hour as well. Fantastic nightcap. That's how it goes. I'm not going to stop playing dinosaurs anytime soon, if ever. So thanks for watching, everybody. Right now, later on. Hopefully have a good night, a good morning. Hopefully traffic is good. If you're listening on your drive to work, or maybe you already got to work and you're finishing this off once there. But yeah, have a good rest of your time zone. Get some good rest. I'm glad I did it, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Oh, don't take your eyes off the road, buddy boy.
We good. We coolin'.
We coolin'.
This is a load of barnacles.